Is that where Tom Hanks is from originally, Sacramento?
We got him and then Greta Gerwig.
That's a good one to have, though.
Greta Thunberg is from Sacramento?
Greta Thunberg, I think, is from Europe.
Have you ever had a question you wanted to ask the opposite race but you were too nervous to ask?
I'm Turner Sparks.
And I'm Phil Duckett.
And this is Black and White Advice.
Where we answer all your questions about race, even the scary ones.
This is Black and White Advice.
You've got a question but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message cause they're up to the task. They're rolling the dice, they ain't always nice, but you can't think twice when giving black and white advice. Black and white advice.
All right, everybody, welcome to the show. My name's Turner Sparks.
We back with the real deal. Feel the thrill, baby.
Behind the glass on the ones and twos, switching the knobs, spinning the dials, we got producer Joe, the Muscle Russell. How you doing, Joe?
Oh, yeah.
Macho.
Oh.
I'm not Rush Limbaugh anymore.
Yeah.
Yes, we got Macho
For
Man.
the last 8 weeks, he was doing a full
Rush
Limbaugh.
Limbaugh.
Oh, okay.
Now he's the Macho Man after Monroe Martin.
I like
complimented
Macho.
me last
I like
week.
the Macho.
Hulk Hogan, I'm sick and tired of all your hot dogging and showboating.
See, I think that's more relatable than Rush Limbaugh. Only the white listeners were understanding who Rush Limbaugh was. Macho Man is global.
We on the podcast today, we got a fantastic comedian. But before we introduce
This
her,
is a good sweater, Turner.
Thank you very
Is
much.
this cashmere?
Yeah, and like shits on it all the time. She says it's boomer color. My wife does.
No, this is. First
Is
of all,
this- what are you-
your wife's Asian. I thought jade was like a lucky color to them.
No, and then the other day we saw De'Aaron Fox, the NBA player,
Yeah.
wearing this exact thing, and I'm like, why does it look good on him? She goes, well, his skin tone's a little better.
Yeah,
for the
you know
color.
everything look good on the brothers. She was like, "Yo, pasty ass can't rock that shit."
She said I look like a baby. So I appreciate it. I'm going to tell her.
Yeah, that's what I like. This is a good sweater, man.
Patreon. Patreon.com/Black and White Advice. You want to support the show. We know you want to support the show. Support us. Right now, I'll be honest.
We're right there. Honestly, I think we're like maybe like 3 people off from reaching our Patreon goal of me going to the mosh pit.
Yeah. So if we get to $250 a month, it's our very first goal for Patreon.
Ooh, okay.
We're almost there. Once we make it, Phil's going to his first. I'm taking him to his first punk rock concert.
Get into a mosh pit
Yo,
and stage diving.
My worst fear. I get that scares
too.
me so
It's
much.
amazing to me.
Yeah. Oh.
But you know, in my defense, because I was like, fuck, and I was really nervous because I was
Yeah.
like, do I need a gun? Do I need
Yeah.
brass knuckles? Because I've seen white people. I've seen ridiculousness and like
Yes.
hitting people with ladders. I got real nervous. But before we had a Patreon, our very first
He's
episode.
mixing up WWF.
I was gonna say, or
And I'm-
Jackass. And he was like, "That's
I
ridiculous."
don't know what white people are capable of. But
Can
Fair.
you imagine just carrying a ladder into a concert?
Yeah.
Like, no, it's fine.
no, I'm
It's
gonna
cool.
whoop somebody's
No
ass
guns,
with
but
this.
Take it to the
But the reason I'm gonna do it is because it's a really white activity. And before we even had a Patreon, our very first episode, I made Turner eat chitlins.
Oh, how'd you
Disgusting.
feel?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah?
I mean, so
Disgusting.
absolutely disgusting. Not only that, like it's the whole house.
The smell.
stunk.
Oh yeah.
It was more the smell.
100%.
actually.
Yeah.
It was more the smell. So once I
That'll get
had
ya.
one, I felt like you were blown away, and then I just kept eating kind of
Yeah,
to impress
and
you.
I was like, are you not gonna stop eating those?
And it was because
You're like, so,
I'm black
all right.
and I'm like, please
yeah,
stop.
Yeah, you're like, don't
Please
do this.
stop.
I
Don't
would
just
say
me. You're like, you did
80%
it.
of it was the smell. 80% of the.
That's fair.
And it smells horrible.
Smell like Dookie.
Yeah, it does.
That's
And I respect
Vanessa
that.
Jackson, everybody. Our guest, you know her from a black lady comedy show, Little Late with Lilly Singh,
Yeah.
and SNL. You wrote on all those shows?
Yeah.
You were right on SNL?
Yeah.
Why did I know that?
Live.
Are you lying to me?
I swear to God, I did not know that.
You've hosted like 17
SNL
shows I've been on.
stands for Saturday Night
You know
Live.
how many shows I host? I'm like, what you want me to say? Half the time, I think
wait.
people are making it up.
You
They're
say-
like, just say "see me on Peacock." I'm like, all right.
That's so
He's
funny.
so
You were just like,
prime.
okay, yeah, SNL.
Yeah, SNL, got it.
Wait, you're saying he's brought you to stage?
Yes, I've known her for a while. We've done shows in
That's
New York quite a bit.
So
But
many.
people tell you like they're
Yeah,
friends,
yeah.
and you're
It's
just,
in one ear, out
and
the other.
Yeah, you're just like, okay.
Yeah,
and I'm
yeah.
just literally just regurgitating what
Yes.
they're saying. So when I'm probably heard it, but I'm like,
Yes.
you know what's crazy?
Wait, can I take Vanessa's side here for a second? Because 2 weeks ago, Wilfred Padua was on this, and you're like, your family's Filipino? And he's like, Phil, I've known you for 10 years. You ask me this every time.
And then he
Wait
called
a
them
second.
Vietnamese like later on, right?
Yeah.
That's
this is how
so
you know
funny.
I don't know shit about comedy. Like I love doing it, but I don't know shit. I'm hosting New York. Dean Edwards is on. I was like, this guy was a writer for SNL. He said, I wasn't no fucking writer.
was on the
He was like, I was
show.
on the fucking show. I said, and that's on me.
You said, and that's mine. I'll
And
take
that's
that.
on me, man.
I'll
My
take
bad,
that.
player. And meanwhile, I go back. I'm like, oh, you were on pretty much every sketch at one point.
I saw him at the 50th. Oh, I mean, I was watching on TV. He was on at the very end. He
Yeah.
was on the stage.
I
with
know.
everybody.
No, and I'm really cool with Dean. And he was like, you thought? I was like, Dean. Well, when you were on SNL, in my defense, I was in like 7th grade.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was.
He was
wasn't
there.
really
He was like
watching
season
it.
20 something,
Yeah,
right?
he was in like the early 2000s.
And
Yeah,
was
yeah.
50.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. So I was a
It was a
younger
while
kid,
ago.
and I knew he was on it, but I didn't really. And then I was like, oh, I do remember Dean.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really should like catch up as a comedian. I should probably know more comedy
As
history.
a host of a podcast,
Yeah.
knowing your guests. What seasons
I think
were
that's
you on?
healthy.
It was recent.
47, 48, and 49.
Okay.
Yeah.
How hard is it writing for them? Like, do you have to have like a new sketch every day you come to work, or like 10 new sketches?
Not every day. One night is writing night, which is on Tuesday nights.
Oh, I could do
but
that.
like
One
every
night a
week,
week?
yeah, one night a week. You're like, it's cool. The same. I was like, okay, great. But like every week, you do have to have new sketch ideas, and
Gotcha.
you have to have a bunch of those.
And to get into that type of like career, you do writing package, correct? That's what
Yeah.
it always says.
I'm not in that career.
So
I don't
Well, I
know.
don't know, because first of all, I've always wondered, because
Like, that's
people are
good.
like, and I've
We're doing
written,
this show for a reason.
I've
Yeah.
written-
we got
You're like,
nothing else
wait a
happening
second.
in our career.
I've written a couple of scripts, but like people
Yeah.
are like, well, a writing packet, they want like. They would want like a sketch. They want an improv. They're like, you got to do like
Oh, yeah.
7 things. I'm like, well, I didn't say I
Yeah.
could do that. I have like one good idea, and I'm like, I can write this. But I got to
Like
come up
this
with
is-
7 of these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And I
It is a
always wanna
lot.
Save them for my stand-up. I would get jealous of my own material, I would think.
See, the one thing I'll say is the shit that I do write, I know like it's different. Like my stand-up is my stand-up. The shit that's a script, I'm like, I can't really do this in
guess
my
so.
stand-up.
Yeah, that's always how it's been for me.
Yeah.
I feel like the shows I write for are like sillier than I am
Yeah,
on stage.
this is like ignorance.
Yeah,
Pure
yeah.
ignorance.
Uh-huh, it's a lot more topical. I don't really do topical stuff.
exactly. Yeah, my
So-
stand-up is based off my life.
Yes, yeah.
Did you audition with a packet?
Yes, yeah. I just sent a packet through. I didn't show. I don't think I would have been good at showcasing.
Did
I'd
you
been
have
too
to have an
stressed.
agent
Yeah.
to submit the packet, or you just sent it?
No, I got mine through blind submission. So they used to at like 2021. They were doing it before then, but like after the pandemic, a bunch of like writers and stuff just like left and went to different places, moved to LA, and so they did like an open submission. So like anybody who had I think it was like an email or a link or something could send it through.
Wow.
Yeah, and so I sent it through that.
What were your? Do you remember your sketch ideas?
Yeah, okay. It was very 2020 pandemic heavy, which was
Yeah.
one of them was like a Walmart ad for like it was like a Walmart back to school ad, but you didn't have to wear a mask because Walmart was like, there's no pandemic here.
Great.
Very
I like
2020. And then one was like a 72 questions with Vogue. They asked celebrities 72 questions.
Yes.
But it was Chet Hanks, but he was showing like his dad's house. And that was
in a
just it.
Jamaican accent.
Yes, I did all of it. I did all the chat, which it was something I wanted to do for the show when I got there. And then one of the writers was like, "Don't do that because Lauren is very close with Tom Hanks."
Oh, God.
and I was like, "Got
Does
it."
he really? Wait, does this kid really have a Jamaican accent? You
No,
joked
he
about
doesn't really
this.
have it, but
does.
he has one of the best Jamaican accents I've ever heard. I'm not talking about black or white. I'm talking about Jamaican. He knows how to speak.
I love
patois.
Chet Hanks.
And a lot of black people like cultural. I'm like, he's killing it, bro. You can tell he
Yeah.
fucked black women.
Yes.
This is not like an act, y'all. He's not
No,
acting out. Tom.
That's what I love about him. Whereas like everybody keeps coming for him. Like there was that thing when he was like got called out because he called it like a white boy summer or whatever, and everybody was like apologize, and he made shirts that were like black boy joy. Like he just doubled down.
Yeah.
I was
Dude,
like he does not care.
Tom, you can tell Tom's been busy on set, so he doesn't spend a lot of time with him.
Well, and it's,
Yeah, that's exactly what it feels
so
like.
The black nanny raised him.
Yes, 100%.
A Jamaican lady raised him.
Yes.
And that's why he's so
Yes,
nice.
yes,
Because
yes.
here's the thing, as a black man, I can't speak. I don't even know really how to do. My Jamaican accent sounds like a white man trying to do it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't grow up around Jamaican people.
Yeah.
But when you had, and I live in New York now, of course, you see all these Jamaican ladies raising these white fucking babies, and they're like, I want plantain.
Yeah,
and
that's a
like,
good point.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's just like back in the day, having a mammy, the slave owner had a black baby. They ate fried chicken and chitlins and shit because that's what she was feeding them. They was sucking on the black woman titty. That's what it was.
I
You know
think the
what I
woman
mean?
would have to be pregnant.
No.
That is all that is true.
Well, they were breeding them, Turner. Let's not take
You're
it too
like,
dark.
wait a second.
They all had milk, all right?
Oh no.
They all
So
had
wait,
milk.
add
in
this
the
to
day.
the things that I guess I don't know about black culture that you said last week. I know nothing
He didn't
about.
know what a step team was.
I don't know.
Oh really?
Well, we were talking
Yeah, I
about black
didn't know
fraternity. He's
that
like, what's a stepper?
No,
I was
you never
like,
saw what was the movie?
Stomp
that was
the
big?
Yard.
Yes, Stomp the Yard.
I said,
I've
on
never
anything?
heard of this movie.
I said, you
No.
never. He was like, so is it like dancing? I said, Turner, please.
Oh no.
But I'm like, when would you
Is
do
it
it?
Like, Oh, well, like actually, but here's the thing. I get that because you're right. Where would you do it at black events, like very black events,
Right.
like
Okay.
black school? Like, yeah, I wouldn't imagine you were anywhere.
Grambling.
And well, yeah, but one of the questions was asking. He was like, "I joined Sigma Chi." It was a black guy. I said, "What?"
No, one of
I was
the
like, one of the questions last week. I was
got
like,
it, got it.
Why would you join that?
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
like, wait.
They didn't have any black fraternities, and he was, so Turner was like, "What's stepping?" I was like, "What do you mean?"
Well, can we add to this? I know nothing about Chet Hanks. Apparently, that's a
That is
black
also
culture
fair.
thing to know about.
Have
Chet
you
Hanks.
seen Chet Hanks?
He's just like a dude with a bunch of tattoos.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
He's like a white kid who's rich and has a bunch of tattoos.
Uh-huh.
It seems very like Limp Bizkit
yeah.
to me.
It kind of,
He's
yeah.
cooler than Fred Durst.
He's great.
Am I off on that? I know his brother Colin Hanks is.
Yes.
Is that his brother? I guess
Yeah,
it would
yeah.
be.
It's
But he's just like a
technically
regular
half.
white guy.
Yeah, he
right?
probably. Yeah, they probably
Yeah.
separate
I'm
after they
pretty
saw
sure they
Chet.
have different moms. Yeah.
And that'll do it every time. And that'll do it every time. Separate mamas.
Also, I only know Colin Hanks from Sacramento.
Do you?
He's from where I grew up.
Oh.
You went to school with them?
No. A lot of my friends did. He's older than me. He's like 4 years older.
He grew up in Sacramento?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Tom Hanks.
Tom
went
was
to
paying
Sac
that child
State,
support.
Oh.
And then first wife, like he had the kid in Sacramento. Then Tom Hanks moved to Hollywood, and then had Chet Hanks.
Is that where Tom Hanks is from originally?
Oh.
Sacramento?
He went to Sacramento State. He went to college there.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's why I did Sleepless in
He's like our
Seattle.
only guy.
Yeah.
We got him, and then Greta Gerwig.
That's a
pretty
good one
much
to
it.
have, though.
Greta Thunberg is from Sacramento?
Greta Thunberg, I think, is from Europe. Maybe Germany.
Did
That
Yes.
was honestly my favorite moment ever.
You said we have him and Greta
I
Thunberg.
said Greta Gerwig. Greta von Strustren. All the Gretas are from Sacramento.
That's
I was like, I did not know
awesome.
that.
Even the one with an Austrian accent who flips out about the airplanes.
You should have absolutely been like, yes, she is. And then waited
I
for the
didn't go
payoff.
on stage. I'm like,
yeah.
and then Greta from Sacramento. and shit.
Phil,
how waited. dare
you?
I know.
How dare you?
How dare you? That's a Sacramento accent.
That would be.
That's
Is
a.
that?
Come on.
He said, "Is that?"
I'm like, I don't feel like
How dare you?
it seemed weird. It seemed Hogwartsy.
Yeah, she's from somewhere in Europe. Where do you
It
know where
did.
she's from?
Do I know where she's from?
Yeah, Greta von
no.
whatever Thunberg.
Whatever her name is. Yeah, I don't know exactly. No,
Anyway, so
that's so funny. Yeah,
Well,
very
I
fun.
fucked up.
That's okay.
How many
sorry.
sketches do you submit a week, or is it up to you?
Oh, let's see. It's up to you, really. Like
Yeah.
you can do as many as you want. It's better to have like bigger numbers so that there's like a
would
likelihood of
imagine
things
the more
getting
the
on.
better, 'cause
Yeah. Exactly.
How
knows
many
if it's
sketches
gonna
do you
get
think you come up with in a week
In a week?
if you sat down in front of your laptop? Because you're a studious guy.
I don't know how to write. I genuinely don't know how to write sketches. We had a guest a couple weeks ago who, remember afterwards we were talking, and he was like, "We all write sketches. We all." And I'm in my head, I'm going, "I don't know." If
You're like, and not me.
I've written two.
I write a lot of stand up. I write all
Well,
the
I don't
time,
want to call them
but-
sketches. They're really shorts because they're about 8 to 10 pages.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
No,
if that's
yeah,
a sketch.
that's a sketch.
Is that a sketch?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's okay. So then I do know how to write. I've written two.
There we
Oh,
go.
there you go.
I got two.
So you
well,
can write
SNL
two.
is nice though because it was like you were writing for like a specific person, which helps a lot with ideas. So
Oh,
you're
you have
not,
somebody in mind
Yes,
when
you're
you're
not just
writing
generic.
it.
You're thinking like, oh, I'm writing for Chet Hanks this week. So you're like, what am I gonna? I have so many ideas
a
for
great
that.
host.
Yeah, but then it's hard because sometimes you get something you don't know at
You're
all,
doing
and you're
Bob
like,
Marley.
I feel nothing
What would
about.
Bob
Yes.
Marley do in this scenario?
100%.
Get
You're
a
like
Jamaican accent
blackface.
in
Yeah.
I love that.
If Chet Hanks did Bob Marley like blackface, they'll think, would that be cool?
No, he's not Robert. He's not Robert Downey Jr. Motherfucker.
You just said he was like
Only
very
Robert-
accepted in the black community.
Because he's doing the voice. We didn't say he was full blown
doing the
bigot.
voice.
Only Robert Downey Jr. has been able to pull off blackface in the black community, accepted that shit. Tropical Thunder is the only time.
That's so funny.
We've only time we've
That's a
said
great, yeah.
And it was
'cause
phenomenal.
It was satire.
Yeah, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was. It
Yeah.
was so he was so
Got them
funny.
collard
in that.
greens.
Yeah.
Is that the
Great.
beginning of the and the end of the list of who could do blackface and everyone?
Nobody's ever done it again. I mean, they've done it, but it's always been frowned. Even before him, people have done it. It's been wildly offensive because they do blackface like Sambo, and they got the big red lips and
Yeah.
shit. This was like accurate. It was done just right. It was a perfect amount of class, taste, and it was accurate. He didn't do anything like like he wasn't doing like
That's
that.
the big
He was
difference.
acting like somebody's uncle. Like, and the thing
Yeah.
is, it was so perfect. But the thing is, the Brandon Jackson, he was
Yeah.
such a good. because he was always still checking him. What black people would still do, even though he's in blackface,
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
still
yeah.
checking
Sure,
the fuck
the
out of
movie's
his ass.
amazing.
Yeah, what do you mean, you
100%.
people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
God, this is just good banter.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
well written, man.
Yeah.
My favorite thing in like cancel culture history was when during like the whole Black Lives Matter movement in like 2021 or something, they were like, Tina Fey had to apologize for doing blackface in 30 Rock, and she was like, we're taking all those episodes out of the catalog, and they were like 7 episodes. I was like, they did 7 episodes?
Yeah, you don't need
It was
7
like an
episodes.
insane amount of episodes where I was like, how many episodes was
She
it?
did
Blackface?
7 episodes of Blackface?
It was
I never really
multiple
watched it.
episodes.
I never
I'll
watched
have to
30
Google
Rock.
it. I never watched it
30
either,
Rock.
but it was some high number of like 4 or 5
Sarah
episodes removed for
Silverman
blackface.
did one of the worst I've ever seen.
Oh, yes,
She
yeah.
did blackface?
Not only did she do blackface, she did like a minstrel show, like a exact replica of a 1930s blackface.
Yeah.
Oh, so she was Samba.
Yeah.
She was like, there you go. She's like, oh, God.
She did. Now I sound like
I don't
a Sarah
remember the
apologist. I don't remember it either, but she
Yeah.
did come out and say, because for a while she was doing that thing. She was like, I don't apologize, I'm not apologizing. And then she was like, actually, upon further
They've taken all my money. They've taken all my money.
Yeah, she was like,
I'm
now
so
that I
sorry.
look,
Can you let me back in to Hollywood, please?
What she said, I think, was like that was her brand. How she
I've
came
never
up with like
found
trying to
Sarah
poke.
Silverman funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never found her funny.
Sarah Silverman?
Yeah, Tina Fey I actually thought was actually pretty funny to me.
really?
Sarah Silverman, for me, she just never did it for me. I don't know why.
I'm trying to think.
I loved a lot of
think
her
it-
like one-liners.
She
and
was
stuff.
like 90s. She was very unique
Yeah.
at that time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. She had a very original voice.
Is
that
she
I
the one
liked
that
a
did
lot.
Superstar?
No.
No. She
The
was
amount of white women you keep confusing is honestly so great. I'm gonna
Molly
stop correcting.
Shannon, I believe,
yeah,
was
Molly
that.
Shannon.
I like how you're like, I don't
totally different white women though. Is that's what's funny?
Greta Thunberg from Sacramento.
Greta Thunberg and Greta Gerwig could not be more different. Sarah Silverman and Molly Shannon, different
I
generations.
like how you take such a strong stance on Sarah Silverman, and then you realize you just don't know who that is.
Not at all. She was on SNL though.
RBG's from
Yeah.
Kentucky?
yeah, exactly.
Did you ever get Angela Merkel, the former prime minister of Germany,
yeah.
and Meghan Merkel mixed up?
I didn't know they had a female prime minister.
I never thought about that. They do have the same.
I think they have the same last name.
Yeah, close. Yeah.
I
Well,
was saying
Megan
that.
now it's Sussex.
Oh, excuse
that
me.
That went viral this week.
Yes.
that went viral.
You can't call her Meghan
No.
Merkel anymore.
No,
She's
she
a-
corrected Mindy Kaling.
So the prince's
a
name,
duchess.
the prince's last name is Sussex.
I guess her legal name is now Megan, Duchess of Sussex.
Oh, so Duchess
I
of
thought-
his
whoa,
middle name?
whoa.
I don't know. I think so. I
But
think
yo, she's just like
I think
you
it's
and me. She's
Megan,
down to
comma
earth.
Duchess of Sussex.
But I thought
think.
she gave up their name and their royalty. So why would we call her Sussex?
Well, no, most people think that too, but apparently
But
not.
apparently
Is
not.
that why they asked us to watch that dumbass Meghan Markle fucking documentary that did come out? Fuck that shit.
Have you ever heard of someone wanting it both ways?
No. I don't want to
but
be
honestly-
royal, but I'm still the Duchess.
Yes.
That would
That's
be
white
my
privilege.
energy.
That's white privilege.
Legit though, that would be my energy.
Yeah.
I would be like, you are my royal subjects, but I also, I don't want the responsibility.
In namesake only.
Yes.
But no,
I
I will
own
not
you.
be attending the royal gala.
That's exactly how I'd be. I'm not going to the events, but I do want the title. Thank you.
So Phil, in the show,
You watched it?
Mindy Kaling. I saw a clip. I saw the one you're talking about because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
everywhere. Mindy Kaling was like, so if Meghan Merkel, if you're doing blah 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 blah, and she's like, first of all, it's no longer Merkel. You keep calling me Merkel, but it's Sussex.
Yeah.
My last name's Sussex.
Girl, we seen you in Suits. Shut up.
But the whole clip was my favorite because the context was Mindy Kaling said, Megan was talking about like, oh, my favorite stuff, and I love Jack in the Box. And Mindy Kaling goes, stop. She goes, can you imagine nobody in the world is thinking that Meghan Markle eats Jack in the Box?
Because nobody else does either.
She's like, she doesn't. It's Meghan of Sussex.
Yes, of
The
Sussex.
Duchess eats Jack in the Box.
Yeah, but I also was like, yeah, I know I could have thought. She became royalty
I seen your
in, like,
mama. She got
30s.
dreads. You know chicken.
Yeah.
You know what chicken
But
is.
also, yeah, she became royalty
Yeah.
in like her 30s.
I bet
I'm
you
like,
eat a Church's
I thought-
biscuit.
Yeah. I was like, I could have gathered that.
We going to
Alright.
the kiss.
Yeah, should we get to our
we
questions?
ran the light a little bit.
Oh, we will be right back, everybody, with
Yeah.
your black and white advice questions and answers.
Let's go.
Hey, you want to get bonus content, early episodes, and have your questions answered on the show?
Well, then subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice and subscribe right now.
Do it, and we'll give you a shout out on a future episode.
And I might call you the N-word.
All right, we're back, everybody. Before we get to our questions, I want to say, we didn't say this earlier, May 22nd, we're doing our live show.
First one.
At New York Comedy
First
Club.
one.
This podcast live. We're all three of us are doing stand-up. Joe, Russell, Phil Duckett, myself, and then afterwards we're getting on stage taking.
You can ask
your
any
questions
question live, but I'm telling you, if you say live, I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Phil, can I get a pass? None of that shit.
We asked him to start selling.
They were like, Phil, you know what you should do for merch? You should start selling N-word passes. I said, and be and be shunned by my community. I said, you want to talk about being called a coon? Yeah. I said that is not gonna fly. I said they were like, Phil, you'd make so much money. I was like, so then they could buy and be like, what's up, my nigga? Yes. I'd slap the shit out of everybody. I can't do that.
I just imagine the front is N-word pass and the back is just like a stamp of approval. Like,
from Phil,
yeah.
You have a problem? Find Phil
Find
Duckett.
Phil Duckett.
Picture Uncle Ben.
Yeah, exactly.
What if it was a koozie instead?
Oh.
Phil said I could say the N-word. No, none of that shit. Hell no, none of that shit. We're not doing it.
And if you go to patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice, whatever, Black and White Advice, you get in for free to the show. That's what I was trying to say, right? So it's $5 to join our Patreon, and then you get a $25 ticket for free.
Wait, comedy show.
To our live show.
Oh,
yeah. I'm terrible at promoting. I don't know.
No, I love it.
English.
I thought you meant to hear. I was like, that's cool.
No, we're not.
To Turner's house. You can pay and you can spend time with us in the studio.
I was like, you guys are really taking a chance on your life with
No,
that one.
no,
Like, come over to
no.
my home.
That's when we get real desperate.
Yeah.
We're next month.
Yeah, of course.
Our streams are growing. Until they start to plateau, we're going to keep it as it is.
First question comes from Patrick in New Orleans. He says, I'm white and my girlfriend is black. She currently spends over $300 a month at the hair salon. She goes once every 10 days or so. Is that too much?
She's doing you a service, brother.
That is true.
$300 is cheap.
300 is cheap, number one. It's not cheap, but it's like reasonable. For a hair salon, $300 is very reasonable. And I know like micro braids cost sometimes $600.
Oh, you know, I was going to say they are expensive, but once every 10 days. I would have to know what style she has.
Is that that's a lot?
That feels like a lot.
And if that's all she's asking for, because don't add the nails and the pedicure and manicure, motherfucker. You looking at a G.
Yeah. But $300 is accurate.
It's not bad.
That's about right?
Yes.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, 100%.
How much do you spend on haircuts? Do you just shave your own head?
I use Gillette Fusions. I spend $25 every fucking 3 months and get me new razors.
Joe, what do you spend?
$30 a haircut every 3 months.
You go to Supercuts? Do y'all go to Supercuts?
No, I need a new barber though. Does my haircut look bad?
No.
This guy
Looks like a toupee.
Look at that side is short. That side's. Can you see it's
They're
like
the
longer?
same length.
Oh, yeah. No, they are. It is a little shorter. You're
that's
right.
a little
That's
longer.
A
longer,
little
right?
bit longer.
Turner,
but it
but
doesn't
unless
look
you
bad.
said something, we would have never known.
Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I've been self-conscious.
Yeah,
about it this whole
self-conscious. I was
episode.
like, I would have never known about
Not
it.
at all. What if I was like, no,
This
I
guy's
didn't
from
know this.
Uzbekistan. He's a real hothead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because every time you go in, you never know what his mood depends on what's going on politically in Uzbekistan. So you have to like really read the New York Times and come in with so you can sympathize.
This is like the Seinfeld episode, the haircut Nazi.
It is. So
No cut for you.
So you get a good haircut. So you have to be like, new mayor in your cat, and you like the guy, and he'll go, he's great. Okay, good haircut today. I went in 4 days ago, and he was just pissed about something.
No.
And I was maybe. Yeah. It was probably that.
Putin says he's taking it back.
And he also acted like he didn't know me. I'm like, dude, remember me? I'm like, I'm Turner. And he goes, yeah, come here. I'm like, no, I know you. Uzbekistan. I just said Uzbekistan.
Oh, no.
He didn't like that.
Yeah.
He just named
You're
it.
gonna end up in a canister in Brighton Beach.
And then he gave me the worst haircut of all time. He just like, it was so fast. He did it in like 8 minutes.
It doesn't look bad.
Where do white people find
He
barbers?
does it in 8 minutes.
It was way too fast.
Turner, I had the same experience with a Lebanese barber. He was a Christian, and he was talking about, he was upset that he met some dude that didn't believe in Jesus. And every time he was like, he didn't believe in Jesus, he'd push the razor, like the shaver
barbers are
deeper
always
into my
upset.
head.
No, we got to talk about boundaries and speaking up for ourselves.
This guy is on. It's called Mr. Right. I forget where it is, but it's in Fort Greene, Brooklyn. Don't go there, everybody.
Turner's affecting this man's lifestyle.
Don't go there.
Really, I love this. Let's take down small
Yeah,
businesses.
this is an
Let's
anti-plug.
really-
Let's
let's
take
take
it
This
us
is an
down.
anti-plug
They've had it too good for too long.
because it's $40.
How'd
and
you find him?
There's
walk in?
there's barely any barbershops in our neighborhood for
Whites?
white hair. Yeah, there isn't.
This is a white
Oh,
neighborhood.
interesting.
Not for barbers.
Oh.
So it's like
Interesting.
it's
I
2
could
or
see
3
that,
neighborhoods away. It's a 20-minute walk away. Which there's barbers on this street, but like I gotta
Turner,
I'm gonna have to just go for it.
Turner. I think one of our Patreon milestones, if we hit 500 or something, you let me take you to a black barbershop.
I am. I'm at this point. I'm in.
And I want you to get the fade, like the.
It might look good.
It would, because they know how to do it. You got to go with somewhere in that. But I think a black barbershop, because they used to say, I don't want a line. They would know not to like give you the
vanilla ice line.
The black dude points, but they would like fade it, and they would like.
I was gonna say, get a little Travis Kelce.
We could give you, Peaky Blinders or something.
All right, I'm in.
I think we should do it.
That would be fun.
That would be fire. And then all of a sudden, your wife ends up pregnant, even though she didn't plan on it. She's like, she just jumps on you because you like David Beckham.
That's so funny.
One time when I was in high school, I got the lines in my hair from my barber. I just thought it was
like apart, like the cut, like
Vanilla Ice used to do.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
How much black puss did you get?
No, I went to school that day. I went to an all-boys Catholic school. The principal took me in the yard and shaved my head in front of all the students.
What type of racism is that?
Isn't that crazy?
What?
Yeah, Hank Meyer.
Well,
He's the worst principal of all time.
What year did you go to high school? 1973?
No, but that makes sense though. I've heard a lot of that about Catholic schools because they're very particular about like length of hair. Like
Dress
any of my
code.
friends who've gone to Catholic school.
That hadn't been a thing in the past.
He shaved your head in front of the entire school?
Yeah.
It was called buck breaking. Remember we talked about it?
Yeah. And then I told my brother who's like he was in college and he was like he wanted to like riot and take down
you should have
the
fucked him. Honestly, your parents should have really stepped on him.
I think
your
they did.
parents should have been some steppers on that.
Were you crying?
I was pretty upset. I was like 16, and it's all boys school. You can't cry.
Yeah.
No, they'd have raped you.
Yeah. So you just have to like act tough. But I think when I got home,
They'd have been like, we know who the bitch is. But no, you should have really like, honest to God, that's a lawsuit.
Well, nowadays, absolutely.
The Crown Act?
Back then, Catholic
Crown
schools.
Act?
Imagine a white person.
Is the Crown Act?
It's a real thing. That's why you can't be fired for having dreads or braids or anything.
What? I should have taken him for the Crown Act.
The Crown Act. It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
But back then,
for
you
black
could do
people.
that.
Back then, they didn't
This
have
was
that.
1998.
But this is why black
Yeah.
people can now have dreads and braids at work. It's a Crown Act. You cannot discriminate based on somebody's hairstyle.
Yeah, you
Amazing
could.
if I got.
That's what I'm saying. You should invoke the.
I got a
Imagine
black
he invoked the Crown Act.
Yeah, I know. You should see what the statute of
Johnny
limitations
Cochran.
is.
And Al Sharpton comes in like, this white man is doing the best he can. Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
The Reverend Al walks into Jesuit high school.
This is criminal.
Yes, you're like, actually, that's so
You're right. Now you
funny.
become an honorary member of the
That'd be
NAACP.
amazing.
God.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, did your parents say anything?
Pissed. They were
Yeah.
so upset. Yeah, but I don't know if they did anything or not. I think they did. I think they called the school and complained.
Yeah.
But I went home thinking it was just normal and I was in trouble. And then my brother, who was at college, I called him and he flipped and told my parents, like, you got to do something
Yeah,
about
well,
this.
they're fucking.
Yeah,
lying.
that's great.
For
'cause-
having a part in your head. It's not like you had like big booty bitches.
Yeah.
It was literally
Yeah,
just
yes.
It was a line.
You literally would be a millionaire nowadays.
Yeah,
you would be
right.
sitting in that chair
You
like,
sued the
ooh,
fuck out
shave
of
it. Yeah.
I got the Reverend Al.
You know what I wanted as a kid?
Yes. See what the statute
Because
is.
being a black boy in South Carolina, going to private, all-white private school, my parents, it was pretty cut and dry. But I used to, because I wanted to be a gangster so bad growing up, because everybody called me Oreo. So I used to want to do shit to make people think that I'm like, no, I'm real black.
Yeah.
But I wanted the slits in my eyebrows. So my mom said, absolutely not. She was like, they're killing black men by the dozen.
Yeah, I was gonna say
And you
my
want slits
dad
in
would
your-
have said something
No,
like
yeah,
that
he's like,
too.
absolutely
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
And pull your fucking pants up.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say my brother once brought home like money in a money clip, and my dad was like, "Never."
Money in a money clip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need
just
a
had, like,
wallet.
a money clip. Yeah,
You need
he
a
was like,
wallet.
You need a wallet. Yeah.
My dad was a money clip guy.
Really?
Is that seen as bad?
No, you're white.
Why is it seen as bad as
double
black people?
standard? Because only
Yeah.
drug dealers have rubber bands around their money and shit like
Yeah.
that. Like same reason, like I wanted a pager in '93 when I was in kindergarten.
pagers.
My mom said only drug dealers and doctors have
Yeah, that
pagers.
was
There's no
insane.
reason
Well,
for
he
you
was
to have
more
them.
worried, about somebody like seeing him with a money
and
clip
it's like,
and
why?
then thinking,
You got a lot of money. You must
Yeah.
be selling dope. It's like
Yes.
it's $23.
Yeah, exactly. It's my lunch money.
Yeah, it's literally $20.
Yeah,
Where'd you
but it
grow
was
up?
a danger.
Yeah.
Rancho Cucamonga, California.
Rancho Cucamonga.
A lot of gang activity out there.
Isn't that in the Inland Empire?
Do you know 90% of the cities in California are Rancho something?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
All
Rancho
of them.
Cordova was
Yeah.
The only reason I would know Rancho Cucamonga is because of Friday After Next.
Friday,
And that's where we won the
yeah.
lottery. They moved
Yep.
out there.
Uh-huh.
Is that a
Everybody.
really nice suburb?
It is, yeah. It was like a desert when I was a kid. Now
Yeah.
it's like more on the come
It
up.
was kind of like I don't know. When I was a kid, it was like middle class.
Yeah.
Sort of out of LA.
Yes,
right?
way out of LA. Yeah.
So it wasn't Hollywood.
No, like
It was
fully
just,
was
like,
the desert. Now they're like building up
funny.
malls and stuff, but it was like house, desert.
So wait, what's the valley? That's not Rancho Cucamonga?
No.
The valley's like
Like Burbank.
It's
still
Encino?
LA. Yeah.
Is
Like
Encino the
Granada
valley?
Hills.
North
like-
Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's over the Hollywood Hills on the other side.
Yeah.
Oh, the Valley. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I have a bunch
I've only
of
been to
relatives.
LA once. Yeah, I've only been once.
Okay.
So that's why I don't really know shit. I've met people, but I don't really know the terrain. And like
I respect
California is
that.
just a whole different breed. I've only been to
is.
San Francisco one time, been to Oakland one time, so then I've been to LA once.
Yeah,
and then I
all
find out
different types.
Northern California is like a completely different world than Southern California.
Even than like Central California. Yeah. It's
Even
all
when
like-
it's hot, it's cold in
Yeah.
Northern California.
Yeah, 100%.
Growing up in Northern California, I didn't know Southern California geography at all. There's so
Oh,
many
yeah.
suburbs, so many areas that like only until once I became a comedian and started going to LA to do comedy.
Yeah.
I started and driving in a rental car. I started to learn like the
Yeah, it's a
neighborhoods.
whole different state, it feels like.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They
Yeah.
said it takes 12 hours to drive top to bottom.
Yeah.
That's
I think
nuts.
14.
And the thing is, before that, I heard like Texas. My dad was like, driving through Texas is one of the most ridiculous to drive. But they say California is even longer if you go top to bottom.
Yeah, that's why it's still weird to me now when you can like go to different states within like a day. Because in California, it's like you're
Yeah.
still in you can drive
Well,
for like
and
8
then you
hours.
go to New Jersey and you're like, oh, are you from Northern? They're like, I'm from Central Jersey.
Yeah.
I'm like, the whole state's an hour and a half long.
Literally, it's
state.
And
fine.
like California is literally, I'll be in California next week. I'm driving from Sacramento up to Oregon, and it's gonna take me from Sacramento, which is in Northern California, 6 hours to get to the Northern California border.
Yeah.
So just to get, not to get to Oregon, but to get to the border.
To get
Texas.
to the Oregon
So how long's the
border.
whole trip?
It's gonna take like 13 hours or something to drive into the state
To
of
drive from one
Washington.
state to another?
I'm driving through Oregon into Washington. Yeah.
So you know I don't know shit about
There's
the
3
West.
states
I
on
know.
the West Coast.
It's a whole
There's 3
different thing.
states.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
where's Idaho? Is that touching
That's
it?
not on the coast.
Oh.
That's where Greta Thunberg's from. Yeah. She's Idahoan.
Idahoan.
I thought she was from Europe.
Next question. Let's see. Okay, this is from Paul in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He says, I'm a white guy, 35 years old, stuck in corporate America.
I know that feeling.
He says, is the term, in quotes, thank you in advance, the whitest sentence ever constructed? And if so, what's the blackest?
Oh, why is that a white sentence?
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
was gonna say.
I agree.
That's
It-
such a,
I think
that's
that's
a
just
dumbass
corporate
question.
in general.
is that
Yeah.
a bad question? I
Thank you in advance. Why is that white?
I get what
this,
he's saying, but I think that's just corporate.
That's
talk.
corporate
Yeah.
jargon.
Yeah.
thanking you for something you haven't done yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wanna know what the blackest email is? When you start sending them dumb fucking emails that I've already talked to you about, and I'm like, per my last email, that's me saying, fuck, listen,
Yeah.
stupid motherfucker.
Yeah.
I done told you once, don't make me tell you again. Per my last email, yeah, per my last email is like, don't ask me no more dumb shit.
Yeah, 100%.
That's me.
It's sassy.
It's my sassy.
Yeah.
That's my sassy corporate. Oh, you want to know? You want to know?
Yeah.
Per my last
Per my
email,
last
I've
email.
already stated. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's my favorite because it's me. It's my way.
Do you ever just screenshot
yeah.
and just or just forward them the exact email that where you said it before?
Per my last email with the forward.
With the forward
Yes,
underneath
yes.
it.
So you know that I've already reiterated this
Yeah.
multiple
Yeah.
times.
Or you can just text scroll up. You ever do that? For an answer?
That's
Like it's
right.
already in
I'm
the
black.
text
I still
thread?
gotta have some class about it because you can't be too much of a dickhead. Scroll up.
Yeah.
White
Yeah,
people can do that.
scroll
They'll be like,
up.
oh,
Scroll up.
Phil's in a
The
mood
answer
today.
was like-
Phil's in a mood today. Scroll up.
Scroll up.
You don't
That's
do scroll
so
up?
funny. Thank you in advance. Yeah, I think that's just cool. I feel
That's
like
corporate.
maybe the black version of that is like, let me find out. Do you know what I
Let me
mean?
find-
let
yeah,
me
let me
find
find-
out.
Doesn't
Yeah.
I
'Cause
thought
thank you in
so I
advance-
haven't worked in corporate forever. I thought thank you in advance meant like you haven't done this yet, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
thank you because I'm making you do it. I need you to do this and thank you.
Yeah.
Before you've even agreed to do it.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a real what is it, passive aggressive?
Yes, I think it's just
Is that the way they
I don't even know if that's
a
yeah, man. There's ain't no turning successful in comedy. He ain't had no job in decades. Yeah, that's how they talk. I just thought that was regular white people talk. Like
Maybe
just,
it is.
Yeah. You know what I hate? Hope all is well. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
shit. I do that all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I do too, because my boss does it. So I just adopted it because white people like,
Yes.
hey, such and such. Hope all is well.
Hope all's well.
I don't give a fuck if it's well or not.
Yeah.
Hope all's
Yes.
well, you're fired.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah.
I hope you got lupus. I don't really give a shit.
You're like, I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Oh, what about I hope this news finds you well?
Yes.
Oh yeah, see, same thing.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Find you
See you
well.
later. Yeah, I hate lovely to meet you.
Oh
I hate
God!
that.
Instead of just saying nice to meet you, nice
Yeah.
to meet
Nice
you.
to
the
meet
absolute
you.
worst.
Oh.
Honestly, I got that a couple days ago
Yeah.
from this lady, and I was like, great.
Yeah, it's
Great.
so cringe. I get it, but don't do that.
Yeah, just say nice to meet you.
Yeah.
We're still meeting.
Yeah, We don't do the E meet you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Greetings and salutations.
Yeah.
What about 1,000 apologies? Have you ever got that from somebody?
No.
It's a very Indian thing to say. Indian people have said it to me before.
Really? 1,000 apologies.
But it's like, that doesn't count as 1,000
That
apologies.
sounds like something you would say
Yeah.
after like a sexual assault or
It
something.
That's what I felt. I was like, what happened to you in the
Yeah, what did you do that
Your
requires
Honor.
1,000
Your
apologies?
Honor, I said 1,000 apologies.
Yeah,
What else
I said
am
1,000
supposed
apologies.
to do here?
Yeah, I slapped him on the ass, but I said 1,000
I grabbed
apologies.
a titty at the holiday party.
1,000 apologies.
Let the record show. I said 1,000.
1,000. That's how much that's worth, right?
That's what I'm like, that's just kind of crazy. I'm like, why would you need to apologize
Yeah,
that much? What have you
1,000
done?
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated it so much I started saying it to my wife every once in a while. She gets so upset. I'm like,
That's
1,000 apologies, but the dishwasher, I really screwed it up. She's like, it doesn't count as 1,000.
apologies.
That's
It's one
so
fucking
funny.
apology.
1,000 apologies. Is that like a translation for something? Maybe
It
Maybe
could
it's
be
like
because I've only gotten it from like Indian. I did used to work.
Yeah.
When I did my business in China.
Mr.
there-
Softy?
Yeah, there'd be Indian people at other companies and
Yeah.
stuff, and it was a very many thanks or 1,000 apologies.
I'm wondering if it's like
Many thanks. Is a
no,
big
when people say like thanks a million. Maybe
Thanks
it's like
a
the
million.
wrong
1,000.
translate.
It's
Yeah,
It's the opposite.
Yeah,
It's
maybe
I
they
screwed this up.
Yeah, yeah. I love you so
They're
much.
so,
Thanks
like,
a million. Or
yeah.
I really fucked this up. 1,000
Oh,
apologies.
jeez.
Can you apologize in advance and then do something? I'm
gonna completely ruin this.
Apologies
so
in advance.
funny.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is. Again,
On the F train.
Apologies, 1,000 apologies in advance.
Jesus.
Next question. Lisa in Sausalito, California says, I'm Jewish with curly black hair. Can I micro braid my hair, or is that cultural appropriation? Or is cultural appropriation over? I need help.
Cultural appropriation is never over. Lisa.
It is confusing, though. It's hard to know what's over and what's not.
I think it depends on. Well, first of all, y'all always cultural appropriate in pop in pop culture in general. Our culture
People
transcends.
don't get as mad
Yeah.
about it as they did like 3 years ago.
No, it's not even that. Y'all, cultural appropriation, it depends on the context. If you're doing it in your everyday life, it's a problem. But every white girl that goes to Jamaica comes back with micro braids.
And I love it. It's so funny to me.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
it. I love a cornroll with the beads
a
on the
sunburn.
end. I love it.
And the puka shells.
Yes, it's so
And it's
fun.
just like, good job, Kathy.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. It's all about context. You on vacation.
Yes.
Every black woman gets their hair braided before they go on vacation. They don't want to do it. They know they're going to be swimming. They braid their hair.
It's helping the Jamaican economy. too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See? Look at Joe.
There we go.
It's helping the economy. So, but that's the thing. Cultural appropriation is different. You know what I mean? Like, so when you're on vacation, you're doing it because it's helping the economy.
Yeah.
You want to be one vibe. One no cry.
Chet Hanks over
yeah,
here?
Yeah, you wanna really like dive into the culture.
Yeah.
That's different. But when Nancy Pelosi and all them other fucktards wore dashikis during COVID, no, that's not acceptable.
Poor guy, that was so fun.
That was wild.
Again, I think I just like cultural appropriation. It's so fun.
is.
It's hilarious.
Do you remember when this was big in the like the Asian world where they said a girl was wearing like a qipao to a white girl to her high school prom, which is that Chinese dress, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And then this is like 2020, 2021. And then like Chinese American guy online started flipping out. He goes, "My culture is not your prom dress."
Oh, yeah.
You are not allowed to wear that. Meanwhile, when we were in China, my wife's from China, used to live there. We were over there visiting at the time. Chinese people loved it. It went viral over there. They were like, "Oh my God, it's so cool. A white lady's wearing our clothes."
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But the Chinese American guy was pissed. So
Yeah.
I guess
It's always going to be
it
outrage.
depends,
I think
yeah.
it's just
Always gonna be
I think this person can microbraid their hair if they do that thing where they pretend it's a different name and they didn't know. They're like,
What's a
no.
different name?
Well, I don't know. They could just be like, it's not micro braids, it's teeny tiny braids. Teeny tiny braids for a girl named Tina. I don't know. I love that. And then
Yeah.
she's like, I didn't know.
Tina's
It's not
teeny
micro
tiny
braids.
braids?
Yeah. It's like, remember when Travis Kelce went viral and they were like, Travis Kelce invented the fade.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot about
You
it.
know what
And
I
black
mean?
people were like, what?
Yeah, we were like,
When
what?
Kim K had the cornrows
Yes,
straight back,
yes.
And it was like, but y'all called that ghetto for like 100,000 years.
And then she called it box braids.
Yeah,
it
and
was
she
like,
called it
go
box
on.
braids.
She called it box braid?
Which box braids are a thing, but when Kim
Okay.
Kardashian did it, it was like, oh my God, this is a new style.
Yes.
And black women were like, y'all literally got fired. We got fired from
Yes,
this. Like,
yeah.
Like all the time.
So my
That's
advice
why
to-
the Crown Act is a thing.
Yes. My advice to her would be wear it so good that people think it was a Jewish thing first.
Yeah.
And there we
you
go.
By the way, Joe and I, before the show, were talking about extra things to put on the wall here to fill out the wall behind us. I honestly think we need the Nancy Pelosi and the dashiki on the
I
wall.
love it.
That would be pretty sick.
That was my
If we could
favorite.
find that,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
could find that.
The other thing we were thinking of is like a
Like great black and white duos in like media, like like Hulk Hogan and Mr. T, or
Yes.
like
Lethal Weapon.
I've
Lethal
never-
Weapon.
Lethal Weapon would be
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
100%.
Rush Hour.
Rush Hour. I'm close enough.
Yeah,
I love Michael Jackson. I think that could
before and after.
Before and
That would be
after.
a great black and white.
Yeah.
That would be a great.
Yeah,
Dude,
there we
give me
go.
some.
Yeah.
That
There we
is
go.
fire. Before and after Mike, black and white Mike.
Yes. Done.
Yeah, we got to find that. That's actually really great.
beautiful.
John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, Pulp
I've
Fiction?
never thought of Pulp Fiction. I was like, I've never thought of them together.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction. I'm like, yeah, that's actually not bad.
I like that.
All black and white shit. That's dope.
That's cool.
All right. Oh, how about this? This is from my cousin Dan in Arlington, Texas. He drunkenly, him and his wife called me with this the other day.
Oh.
I love a good drunk question.
And he goes, "We're wasted," and his wife's in the background, and she's going, "It's our first time in 3 months without our kids," and they're like in a cab on the way home, and he's reading.
They take cabs in Arlington, Texas?
I guess
Everybody
so.
drove drunk.
Dan and Lisa, shout out. He says, all right, so then he texted it to me the next day, right? So he goes, my wife and I were at a bar last night, and a big-time MAGA couple sat next to us.
Ooh.
Most of the bar was Latino, so this MAGA couple turned to us and started talking about how much they love Trump, and particularly how he was kicking all the illegals out. A very nice Mexican couple within earshot of us quickly left the bar when they heard this. We felt horrible. Later in the night, we were at a different bar, and my wife saw the same Mexican couple from across the room happened to be leaving. So she ran up to them real quick and explained to them that we didn't know those people, and we didn't agree with them, and we are, in fact, not racist. They were polite about it and said they understood, but my question is, was this the right move for my wife to go explain ourselves, or did she make it even weirder?
She made it weirder. She made it weirder. She made it weirder. It's like one of those things that you let that go, and then if you're close to them, you just start talking to them, and they find out that you're not. But when you ran
He
across
said
the street,
she ran outside. He said by the time she got to him, they were already outside,
Yeah.
so she ran into the parking lot.
that said, I'm not
so
racist,
funny.
but
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's just
but
like,
when somebody says that, they're like,
Yes.
I'm not trying to be racist. When
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
starts it off like that, you know, so when you automatically bring up racism, my first thought is, yeah, okay. Yeah,
You're like, interesting.
interesting, and I don't
That's
like chicken.
so funny.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you didn't. You
so Dan on the phone, he goes, "It was weird."
It's more of a move,
was so
to
weird,
go out
yeah.
of your way to show that. It's
Oh
almost
my
like you're trying to
gosh.
save face. Like, I don't want to get fired.
Yeah.
But it's like, but we heard you, and
Just
you know what I
trying
mean?
to be
Because
polite.
if you were racist, you would have nipped that in the bud when they was talking to you.
The Mexican couple is like, we have no idea what you're talking about.
That would have been awesome.
And no, it's like, Papi, no English.
That's so great.
No English.
And then she has to explain it. She's like, no, so they were saying that he should have kicked out.
See, there's a wall at the
So,
southern border.
Yeah, so you're Mexican, right? You
And they're
get
gonna
that.
send you
And-
back.
Yeah, and so what they want to do is get really passionate. But I'm not racist.
But
so.
I know you're here legally.
Yeah,
Just show
yeah.
me your papers.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
I just
they'll
want to
be
see real
fine.
quick. That's so
My brother's
crazy.
a cop, not ICE. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
All right, Dan. There's your answer.
Yeah,
and
Dan,
that's
just
the
let that. Let's sleep. What they call it? What does it say? What white people say? Let sleeping dogs lie.
Yeah,
it.
let's let me dogs lie.
That's
it.
literally what that is. The definition of
go.
that.
That's
Yeah.
it. All right, that's it. Now, last segment, Joe Russell with our White Lies and Dark Truths. This is our fact segment,
Ooh.
fact check segment. On the show.
Okay.
You guys are talking about Greta. Her whole name is Greta Tintin Eleonora Ernman Thunberg.
This can't be true.
What country is that where they give you 6 names?
Swedish.
Swedish.
Dude, first of all,
Okay.
one of my favorite shows growing up was The Adventures of Tintin. So go on.
Rin-
there we
That's
go.
the fact that she's from Sweden, because you guys
Okay.
didn't know where she was from.
Yeah, fully.
I was closer. I said Germany. You
Well,
said
we didn't know where
Sacramento.
she was from. You thought she was from Sacramento.
They both start with S's.
You know what? Touche. There we go.
30 Rock, There are 4 episodes. Which the characters appear in blackface. Were taken down at request of Tina Fey and Robert Carlock.
Can I ask you guys?
Wait, characters. So it was not just Tina Fey. The entire cast.
No,
was
I think it was like
blackface.
one character.
Yeah, but 4 different episodes.
4
4 is
episodes.
so
That's a lot-
many.
that's a lot of episodes.
One would have been like,
To get
whoa,
the point across,
4?
It's like, no, we got some here.
Yeah,
we got
we
some
gotta
here.
remove a few.
All right, last one. Meghan Markle has stated that she treasures her Sussex title because it connects her to Harry and their children, making it a significant part of their family identity.
She done sold out.
Oh, okay.
She sold.
What
Just
is the
using the
title?
word treasures.
It reminds her of
Of the
back-
times
yeah.
of the good days.
Treasures reminds me of the pillaging that the royal family did worldwide.
And everybody else, colonization.
Yeah,
I treasure the history of England.
of Africa.
They would have murdered you, Megan.
Of India. Of India.
Oh, one more fact. My girlfriend in high school wore Indian sari and a bindi to our prom.
And what did you wear?
That was because
Just
of
a regular suit.
She was white?
Oh my
White.
Where were you guys at?
Buffalo.
Just Buffalo. She just really loved how
That's
beautiful
not bad
the
in
dresses
Buffalo.
were. Yeah.
Oh.
Was that because of No Doubt?
Oh,
Do you remember when?
Wait a
what's her
minute.
name?
Hold
yeah,
on.
gonna do
Did she put the dot on her?
She had the dot on her.
Oh,
But it was like an homage.
did y'all have any Indian students?
She was an absolute sweetheart, this person. So, like,
Yeah.
she, like, really admired the culture. But I think that's cultural appropriation, right?
No, it's by definition cultural.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would care now, though. Would they?
I don't know.
Or back then. There was a period. There was like a 5-year period where she would be burned at the stake in America.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that was a
Shout
great
out.
conclusion.
I think that's it. Patreon subscribers, stick around. We got our bonus show for you starting right after this music. If you want to be a Patreon subscriber, go to patreon.com/blackandwhiteadvice.
$5, fam.
$5. You get tickets to our May 22nd live show in New York Comedy Club. And so Patreon subscribers, stick around. Everybody else, see you next week. Stay black.
Stay black.
You've got a question, but you're scared to ask. Just drop the boys a message, 'cause they're up to the task. They're all